All right, next game. It is going to be, once again, in the Big Ten. I'm talking about Ohio State versus Nebraska, 9 o'clock tip-off. Ohio State's minus 9.5 on the road, total 144 and a hook. Money's on Ohio State and the under. We saw a half a point move toward the Buckeyes and movement downward on the total. Ohio State opened 9, up to minus 9.5. Total open 145, down to 144 and a hook. Nebraska's plus 435 on the money line. Now, if you like Ohio State in this matchup here, they struggle as the road team. Winners of just 3 out of 9 games as the official road team. They also failed to cover the point spread in 6 out of those 9 games. They're averaging just 66 points per contest on the road, 40% from the field in that same category. One more thing to add about Ohio State. They're covering just 33% of their games as the official road favorite. Now, Nebraska, as bad as they've been in certain spots this year, they're 10-9 against the spread when catching points. They're also 9-7 against the number, taking on teams allowing less than 67 points per contest. And one more bizarre trend to add here. Nebraska 6-3 against the spread after less than 4 days off. So, trend-wise, looks like it's leaning toward Nebraska. Now, total-wise, we're looking at a Nebraska squad who went 2-1 to the over in their last 3, 70% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, 4 out of Ohio State's last 5 got over the number as well. I'm going to lean Nebraska plus 9.5 and the over 144.5 in that game. Next matchup, Pac-12, Arizona versus USC, 10 o'clock tip-off. Arizona's minus 5.5 on the road, total 133 and a hook. We're seeing money on USC and the over. Half a point fade of Arizona and movement upward on the total. The Wildcats open 6, down to minus 5.5. Total open 133, up to 133 and a hook. Right now, the Trojans of USC are plus $2 on the money line. USC losers of their last 2 straight. They've also dropped 5 out of their last 7. They're shooting just 66% from the stripe. Arizona, on the other side, they rank in the top 30 in scoring on average per game. They're also in the top 30 in the nation in defensive field goal percentage. Arizona, winners of 6 out of their last 8. They're also 5-3 against the spread as the official road team. Now, offensively, they're shooting 46% from the field and 36% from beyond the arc. Now, total-wise, we're looking at an Arizona team who's 60% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, 7 out of USC's last 9 stayed under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road favorite in this one. Give me Arizona minus 5.5 and the under 133.5 in that contest. Next and final man. That was a combination of matchup and game. Next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Oregon State versus Oregon, 11 o'clock tip-off. The Ducks are minus 10 at home, laying double digits, total at 137. Money's on Oregon State. Money's on the Beavers and the under. We saw a half a point fade of Oregon and movement downward on the total. The Ducks open 10.5, down to minus 10. Total open 139, all the way down to 137. Right now, the Beavers are plus 460 on the money line. And if you like the Beavers in this matchup here, they are shooting 46% from the field this year. Very good stat there. They're also 75% from the line away from home. Oregon State ranks in the top 50 in the nation in road defensive rebounding. They're also 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Ducks, notoriously good against the number. And speaking of the Ducks on the other side, a little bit of a different story. The Ducks failed to cover the point spread in 5 out of their last 8. They also struggle in home offensive rebounding. Now, total-wise, the Ducks are 3-0 to the over in their last 3, 6-3 to the over in their last 9. And one more thing to add about the Ducks, they are 10-4 to the over in the friendly confines. The Beavers on the other side, they are 80% to the over as the official road team. I'm going to lean Oregon State plus 10 and the over 137 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we went a perfect 4-0 in our premium sports picks on that website yesterday. Shout out to Michael Lighty Jr., Stephen Lewis, The Rudy, I Am Him. Shout out to MB Steezy, BK Spaz, Jose Alfredo. Shout out to The One, Ant Ruga, Andrew Lambert, Jacob Schofield, Eric Johansson, Vernon Williard, David Camp, Gerald Miner, CQP Underboss, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to Sean Connery. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm done. But anyway, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on my website later on today at patreon.com/BrockPage.